Today, I will be coming out of my coma from YouTube and doing the Wings of Fire Joy Ang challenge. Finally. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing. I'm trying to hit 1K by the end of next month if my upload schedule goes to plan. Anyways, enjoy the video. The first thing I noticed about their style on the Wings of Fire covers was... drumroll please. My artistic inferiority. But second to that was how the characters in the Wings of Fire covers, especially the ones where they're flying, are a bit stiff, or at least one of them, in my mind, looks a bit stiff. And I can definitely see why. They look stiff compared to Joy Ang's other artworks, and that Wings of Fire designs are really complex with all those scales. They also are book covers first and foremost, and I'd imagine if... well, this is just solely my assumption, so please take this with a lot of grains of salt, but that if it were too expressive, it might turn off some people, maybe, I think, by making them think these books are for, like, really little kids, especially with the element of the characters not being humans, which just generally the younger of an audience you have, the more likely the characters will not be humans if you're writing for that specific audience. Just the thing I noticed. Also, that making them a bit stiff, it kind of makes... well, it can draw on more people, but it can also just show them off more and make you fill in the blanks, I guess, headcanon, whatever you want. The cover I really am referring to is the 11th book cover for... I believe it's called, as I remember, The Lost Continent. It's Blue's POV, and Blue is flying, definitely, in the cover, but he's positioned in a kind of a way that's just showing him off, more than making him look expressive. And that Joy Ang definitely has drawn these designs expressively, like Turtle's POV, fighting with Anemone, I can't say her name for the life of me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. But that's only my thoughts on it. I in no way think that she's... well, Joy Ang's a bad artist. I just think that that's my own little crack theory on why they're a bit stiff. Just to appeal to more people and not make people interpret them as for kids. I don't know why. Because just generally what I've seen is that the more expressive, or I guess overly expressive the cover is, the more they're assigned to little kids' books. And this might just be to get a broader range of people to read if they're interested. That's my own dumb theory. And in no way am I trying to say Joy Ang's a bad artist. It's just something I noticed, especially with the Blue POV book cover. And if I tried to make Joy Ang's designs any more expressive, I wouldn't, because she's a better artist than me. So, with my little theory and thoughts on character positioning out of the way, I feel scales are a conundrum for Wings of Fire characters, which, if you solve, makes the dragon look like it can move normally. And if you don't, the glorified lizard looks like if it was to move, it would be in a perpetual hellscape with limited range of movement, or looks like it's impaling itself with its own scales. So, because of that, especially if you're trying to imitate Joy Ang's style, I tried to put more effort into the scales, so my Icewing looks like they can reasonably move and not be limited by their scales or impaling themselves. I also tried to make their neck spikes look good too, and it was kind of hard at this angle with their neck twisted, so I just cheated and gave them less ice spikes and made them really thin. Now, in the moment of truth part, for me at least to sell this as someone attempting to copy Joy Ang's style, that I have a bit of a confession to make. In all my 2-ish years of doing digital art, I feel I have never really gotten painting down and blending somewhat, but I need the colors of the artwork that I'm working on to be relatively close together to not make the blending look like a mess or make it look like it's naturally flowing together. So, in realizing this, I decided I would make my ice wing have white scales at the end of its wings or limbs, and that it would have dark spots later. I was going to do this because it would be easier to blend the white first, and then I could add on the darker spots later, and I'm better at blending than painting. And honestly, I'm happy with how this ice wing turned out. I wish I did make the wings a bit transparent, but uh, I wasn't gonna redo the entire artwork when I realized this at around this moment of me doing the piece. And now, since we are nearing the conclusion of this drawing, I noticed with Joy Ang's style that, as you can see with the Winter Returning cover on screen as well as the drawing, that not all of the lines are at full occupancy, especially when they're inward towards the dragon, like the legs of Winter and the scales on his face and back. So I decided to go over these with an eraser not at full occupancy and just erase more if the scales are more inward to the body of the dragon. Now, I should tell you whom I am drawing, and this part will be mostly unscripted. So ice wings are my favorite wings of fire dragon species, and that I've had this idea for just a fan fiction for a while, where basically it was the same situation as Darkstalker ish, where it took place a long time ago. But there was a group of dragons. They created all these animus magic, enchanted object things, and that they use them for some purpose, and they don't know what. Well, the main characters don't know what, but these powers gave them like it was how animus magic came to be, and there's these mythologies about it from different cultures, and they all point to a higher being or a normal dragon that was blessed by a higher being that got this power, and then it got out of hand. People believe they are evil. Some people believe they're a blessing to this, well, to Dragon World, and that's all a myth. But here is the facts of the universe and what the characters are living through now. That this animus made many animus objects or blessed entire bloodlines to be animuses, but didn't give them the full extent of their power, or gave them animus objects. I think I'm repeating myself, but gave them animus objects, and the animus objects were passed around. Trouble erupts because that I really haven't worked this part out, but trouble erupts with other dragon tribes, and more information is unsurfaced about what this first animus was supposedly doing, and that why these certain tribes or why these certain dragons got past this animus magic. So that things are getting out of hand and these dragons must figure out why, and it's this big mystery. I guess you could, if you watch AOT, I'm kind of like Ymir. Like, no, I well, the myth of Ymir, I'm not a manga reader. And yeah, I only am from the anime. That's a little spoiler, I guess. But that's basically it. So the dragon I'm drawing now, that they got the blessing of this incredible strength. That, as you can see, their arms are missing. So what's happened is that they get the strength. Their body is slowly turning. Well, their scales are slowly turning black, but as you can see, I'm repeating myself again, their arms are missing, and because their arms are missing, they have this sort of shadow magic to do with it that they can. It will come up eventually in the recording, but they have these shadow arms and they can extend them. All that matters is that the shadow material has to be connected to their physical body and able to work, and that it can only be used from their arms. There were rumors that this particular dragon had traded their arms for this power, but nobody has confirmed it. So that that some people think this was just to demonize them, other people believe it was genuinely true because that they had arms before, or at least some people that used to know the specific dragon. I haven't named them because naming for me is the hardest process somehow. But yeah, and that they also travel these mountains, and that's all that was known about them, that they were a bandit basically, and they used this power. And none of the other anime really have a problem with them, so it was rumored that they are doing a job, but nobody really knows why, and that's all I've thought of so far. I hope you enjoy it. I'm doing a new recording style, and I hope you like it if you've made it through the video this far. So yeah, hopefully I will upload weekly again. School's been a pain, and yeah, hope you enjoy the art and the OC. Thank you for watching this far, and that's no promises, but there should be a video uploaded next week, but it's a school project that I sort of incorporated into art-related stuff. Anyways, if you want to subscribe, please, thank you, and have a good day.